Hey Sarah, we're gonna be going downtown and I wanna give away some free meals while we're down there. Can you make some for us?
Yes, sure. No problem. Just give me a second, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Excuse me, Sir John. Here's your meal for them.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks a lot,
Yeah.
Sarah. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
One of the things that hits you when you come to the Philippines is that there's so much poverty, there's so many people struggling, and especially during the pandemic, I think that all of those things are heightened 10 times, 50 times as they were before. And when you're someone that cares and wants to make a difference and you see all of that pain and that suffering, it's very difficult not to want to do something about it. So what do? You know, I see a lot of people here that are doing their best to help each other out. A lot of Filipinos are supporting each other. You know, I see how people are with their families here, caring for each other. And I see that there's a lot of people like me, expats living here, that see the struggles and they want to make a difference around them. But what do you do when you see so much struggles and you know that no matter how much you give, you'll go to sleep and you'll wake up the next morning and all of those same problems will still be there. And so you might decide to help again that day, but then when you wake up the next day, all of those problems are still there. In this episode, I want to have a look at how to deal with the problem of pain and suffering and poverty, and some of my initial thoughts after living here for over a year that I think might help out with something of a solution. Chef Sarah running for political office and didn't tell me? I'm gonna have to talk to her about that. When I was about probably 7 years old, 8 years old, I had this experience where my grandpa took me in this part of Los Angeles called Skid Row. That's a really crazy place. And I remember him saying, "John, you need to roll up the windows and lock your doors, and I want you to look at what you see around you." And when I looked, there were hundreds, maybe thousands of homeless people, many of them half-dressed and didn't look like they had showers for weeks, and it was a pretty scary place to be. But I remember him wanting to teach me about poverty in the US. You know, it's not just the Philippines, but poverty is something that's really a struggle globally. I feel like it's in my face a little bit more living here than it used to be before, but I think that these are problems that all of us, wherever you happen to be located, whether you're in the Philippines or the US or somewhere else in the world, each one of us need to take some time and think about, how will we address poverty? How will we address need? Let me know some of your thoughts in the comments below.
That's now one.
So we just gave out a few more of the meals, and one of the things you might have noticed is that one of the guys was yelling. You know, he saw that I was giving out some meals, and instead of grabbing one of them, he first ran across to the street and he was yelling as loud as he could to other people that he knew. Why was he doing that? It's because he wanted to help not just himself, but to help other people that he knew. So imagine, the other two people I gave those meals to were starving. They were eating that food as fast as they could, and no doubt this guy was really hungry as well. But his first thought, even though he was starving, was not of himself, but of other people that he knew. You could see here, the need to feed, the need to help is so deeply great. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? When my kids were younger, I felt the responsibility as their dad to help them to get a bigger picture of the world more than the safety of their own home. And one of the things that I used to do at times was take them to homeless shelters where it would be a part of feeding homeless people meals. At other times, my sister Shayna and I, along with my nephew Ellis, would make some sandwiches and get some drinks and find places in California where there were a lot of homeless people, and we'd hand out food to them. Still other times, at Christmas time, we were part of a group that would join together and buy Christmas presents for kids that would never get a Christmas present unless someone were to buy it for them. And we would go into their homes and give out gifts. And I thought it was really important to really follow in the tradition of my grandpa, who taught me from a very early age that the world isn't always as easy as it might have been for me, for other people growing up. And I think here in the Philippines, a lot of those lessons are ones that I feel like I'm having to think through again. What does it look like living in the Philippines to care for and to be aware of those that are suffering, especially during this time? That was someone's home. So what's my second idea for a solution? For me, a second solution needs to be something that's long-lasting. And for me, when I think about long-lasting type of solutions, it's the type of things that isn't about just feeding people for a moment, but actually teaching people how to feed themselves. So I gotta be honest, I don't have a lot of solutions for what long-lasting change looks like here in the Philippines. And if you do, I'd love to hear some of your thoughts right now in the comments below. But for me, some of the things I'm thinking about is the importance of education from a young age. Not everybody has that here. People being able to go to college. There's a lot of people that are very smart and they got great grades and they worked so hard during school, but when it comes time to college, they just don't have the money to make it happen. Or maybe that person is the oldest person in their family, and so often they'll feel the need to take care of younger siblings in their life or parents, and so what they would have done if they just felt responsible for themselves, it kind of gets thrown out the window for the whole family here. It's a lot different with a lot of those things here compared to in a lot of Western countries where people were really just first and foremost think of themselves. So I think some of those type of things need to change, where people and families are supported to be able to learn more and get a better job and be able to get ahead in life. For me, one of the things that is really on my heart as I've been thinking about this issue for quite a while now is that I want to start a school for people that have a passion to be an entrepreneur. They want to know how to build a business, but they maybe don't have all of the knowledge or all of the skills to be able to do that. This is something that I'll definitely be talking about on my channel in days to come, and I'd encourage you, if that's something that you would want to be a part of with me here in Cebu City, supporting me starting this school for budding entrepreneurs here, I'd love to hear from you through my Facebook channel, and I'll leave a link for that below. But again, what are your thoughts on this? I don't pretend to have all the answers, and I'd love to hear what it is that you think. Hey Sarah, we just got back. Thank you so much for making those meals. People ate them in like 2 seconds. They really loved them.
Yeah, sure, no problem, sir.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna take off. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
What are we gonna do about poverty? I'd really appreciate you to take some time to leave your thoughts on this topic below. How do you think we could help people here? Are you interested in helping out with the school? I'd love for us to have a conversation about this together. As always, if you haven't already subscribed and liked and hit the bell notification, I would really appreciate your support. As always, take care. See you in the next episode.